Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again this morning. It is Thursday, the 28th of March, 2024. It is Good Friday tomorrow. So I heard everyone's taking the day off, apparently. Everyone's taking the day off. You man taking the day off. You man are taking a piss, boy. You can't take days off. You need to keep getting that money. Big up every single one of you in the building. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on. All of that. We are getting closer to that big one against Man City on Sunday. I'm thinking about doing a watch along, man. My boys invited me to his house. They're gonna have a bag of the boys around there, so it's gonna be exciting times. I'm just kind of contemplating. Should I do a watch along with you guys? Should I go there? Maybe I should go there and do a watch along there. That could be interesting. Let's see if I can make that happen. Maybe. Make sure we are hitting that like button. We've got some interesting stories that we are going to be running through this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal could potentially hijack Manchester United transfers this summer. Manchester United being linked with a number of centre-backs, and Arsenal, as we do know, are also looking at centre-backs. And it's funny because Man United were the first ones to kind of bring Yuri and Timber to our attention, and look where he's ended up. And it could be another one of those ones. You know, there's a couple of players that we're going to be discussing in this stream, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere. Edu Contact Sporting. Edu is making it happen right now. The Portuguese speaking Brazilian is out there linking up with these Portuguese dons, making it happen. And according to the latest, Arsenal are willing to go beyond 100 million euros for both Diamande and Gyökeres. Very interesting. And then we got Jorginho. Jorginho exit. His agent has spoken. Jorginho's agent has spoken, and it's not sounding good, to be quite fair. And maybe Arsenal have, a plan in place to replace Jorginho in the summer. That could be interesting. And of course, we've got Fabrizio Romano updates. Let us know about all different transfers, and we'll be running through those as well, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, do subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you, man. It's the daily brunch with Wax, the waffle sessions, Big up 89 in the building, big up J-Dub, big up Russell, big up Afo, big up Lushane, big up JT, big up Jigger Van Persie, big up all the real ones, man. I see you guys. I see you. I think, look, the first player that I want to talk about anyway is this man. He's being linked with Manchester United. Bremer company plays over in Italy, and this is a solid defender that Arsenal could potentially hijack. And I'm being real right now. Arsenal could potentially hijack this one. He's been linked with Arsenal once or twice before. I remember speaking about him at some point. Obviously they weren't concrete. We haven't heard anything since then. But this is definitely a player that Arsenal would be looking at if they are looking at centre backs. And this player right here is definitely someone that will come in, add quality to what we already have. He's got a physical presence, aggressive. He is a very, very good centre back. And I know man don't really want Serie A players, but I swear to you, you see that league over there, they produce some solid defenders. Look at Kivior as an example. We can use Kivior as an example right now. Kivior is a young player starting to show improve, starting to become the player that a lot of us thought he could become. And there's still so much more to go. So it's still a long way to go for Kivior, but Kivior is living proof. But if when you're comparing the two players, this is an experienced player playing for Juventus, and Kivior was playing for Spezia, and a developing young talent. And look what Kivior's done. So I'll say it again. The Serie A produce great, solid centre backs and defenders in general. They're too laid back in terms of intensity. I hear you. Big up 1962 Guna. He says, don't need defenders unless we're cashing in on Gabriel or Saliba. I disagree with that. I think Arsenal do need another centre-back. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are incredible, great, built a fantastic partnership. But if we lose any one of them due to injury, we don't have significant replacements. We don't. Kivior right now is being retrained as a left-back. He's being retrained as a left-back. We know Kivior could do a decent job, but where he's... The only problem I have with this, retraining of him as a kind of inverted left back is the fact that he's going to be so focused on trying to be that maybe playing him as a back a pairing in a back two in a back four. Sorry, as a centre back, he might become complacent. I don't know. I honestly think that Arsenal do need another centre back, someone that is on par, more or less on par with Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. If we do have to replace one of those players, there isn't a significant drop off in quality. And this player right here, Bremer, for me, is that guy. Big up G Navas in the building. I see you. Big up Sean in the building. Big up Odin. I see you. Comic and Snickers. I see ya. Much appreciate you, man. Come on. Man, hijack Man United transfers. Are we crazy? Hey, listen, there's players that Man United are being linked with right now. There's no saying that Man United are going to be pushing for these dons, but they're being linked with Man United in the press. And these are players that I like. These are players that I believe Arsenal would be looking at if they are looking at centre backs. So there could be a potential hijack. And we saw it happen with Yuri and Timber. It could potentially happen again. Fabrizio Romano says there's a formal release clause to pay to sign Gleeson Bremer, and that will be valid from the summer of 2025. For the summer of 2024, there's a verbal pact to consider bids for the same amount, but the final decision is up to Juventus. The amount of the clause is variable from 16 million to 17 million euros. So look, for the quality the player is, I'll be willing to pay 60 million euros for the player. So let's see if Arsenal can make this one happen. Do comment down below. Let me know. And I'll be interested to hear what you guys think about Bremer in general. Like, is he a player that could come in and improve Arsenal? Is he a player that could come and improve Manchester United? Do comment down below and let me know, my guys. Big up my guy Russell in the building, man. I see you. Much appreciate you each and every time. Make sure we are hitting our like button on our way in. Make sure we are hitting the like button on our way in, people. Arteta is training Lewis Skelly to play as an inverted left back. If true, I would agree with you, Wax. Bring in another centre back. Absolutely, man. Yeah, he is training Skelly, or they're apparently Arsenal training Skelly to be an inverted left back. So if that works, I mean, I think that's to kind of replace Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko doesn't have a long-term career at Arsenal. You know, he's probably going to be gone within the next 12 months. It could be Zinchenko could be gone in the summer. Like, we don't know. He could be gone in the summer. Another reason why we're looking at retraining him as an inverted left back. One of the reasons why we've been retraining Kivior as an inverted left back. You know, we've got Yuri and Timber at the start of the season was playing as an inverted left back. He wasn't playing on the right-hand side, was he? He was playing as an inverted left back. So there could have been some intentions from quite some time ago to get rid of Zinchenko and replace him. Maybe not get rid of him, but replace him and then slowly kind of phase him out. Do you know them way there? Yeah, man. Big up Nan in the building as well. Nothing but love and respect to you. We'll see what happens. Another interesting story at the moment is Bayern Munich's stance on Alphonso Davies to sign a new contract. They've actually given him an ultimatum. The agent of Alphonso Davies has spoken about this. He said it's unfair to receive an ultimatum from Bayern Munich. We will decide how to proceed at the end of the season when there is more clarity. It's unfair that Alphonso is now being attacked. That's what he told the Build. He also says we were close to an agreement a year ago. Then the entire club management was replaced. We didn't hear anything for 7 months, although I tried during this time to contact the club myself. Now we are being given an ultimatum, and we are supposed to react within 2 weeks because this club is under pressure and took a long time to reposition itself in the management. That's not fair. It's very important. It's a very important contract in Alphonso's career, and we are supposed to make this decision without knowing who the coach will be next season or what the team looks like. That's why we think it's unfair to react to this ultimatum. And it's very, very true. I mean, the agent's got a point there when you put things into perspective. You know, it's like Bayern Munich are a shit show at this moment in time. They're not a shit show, but, you know, like, based on what he's saying and based on what we already know about the media, things, or what's being said in the media, should I say, things don't seem right at Bayern Munich. You know, they replaced Oliver Kahn, they sacked him and sacked him next on. They've sacked managers over the past couple of years. You know, they've been sacking coaches. you know, they don't really know what's going on this season. Xavi Alonso's kind of more or less overthrown them for the Bundesliga. That's what it looks like, and they're trying to get Xavi Alonso over to the Bayern Munich now, and it just doesn't make any sense. And you know, it's right for a player when he's going to sign a big money contract. It's right for a player to have clarity and understanding of what's going on with the situation, with the managers, the situation in general. Because if I'm going to sign a 4-year contract at this club, I want to know that everything that comes with the football club is, you know, what I expect and what I want to be a part of and what I want to represent ultimately as a football player. So for Bayern Munich to come out and literally tell man, listen, shut your mouth. You need to make a decision within the next 2 weeks on what you want to do, bruv. Yeah, it's a bit unfair. And I mean, Real Madrid, obviously, they seem like they are really persistent with this one and the Mbappe one. They want to rebuild that team over there, or continue building, not even rebuild, continue building that team they've got over there at the Bernabeu. Seems like a team that's going to be some master team, blood. That's what you want to call it, like the master league team. The master league team, bro. I'm telling you. Big up Jack. He says, get Frankie de Jong and Leao, and we win everything. I'm not too sure about Leao. You know, I have to be real. Leao is he's not an Arsenal player. I'll tell you that. He walks around a lot, doesn't track back. He seems like one of those lazy type players. Like that's what you call a luxury player. You know, when you talk about luxury, Leao's a luxury player. He's not what Mikel Arteta wants in the system, blood. Everyone needs to work in this system. And this is the reason why it's easy for us to then determine what type of player and what type of character Arsenal will be bringing in. So when you see these links in the media, it's like, yeah, we're not going to be signing him. We're not going to be signing him. We know what type of players we want. Big up Mafia Boss in the building. Only 21 likes on the video so far. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Close to 100 people in the building. We do appreciate you every single time. Big up all the new subscribers. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers, of course. 20k. So let's get there soon, man. I think we can get there within the next month or so. So let's make it happen. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and share these videos as well. It definitely does help. But yeah, Alphonso Davies ultimatum. Bayern Munich putting pressure on their players. They want to know who's staying, who's going. They need to figure things out in terms of how much money they're going to have for their new manager, for the new management in general, the coaching team, X, Y, and Z. So it's going to be interesting to see how Bayern Munich kind of transition over this summer period. The same with Liverpool, the same with who's the other team? Manchester United as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of transition over this summer period and over the next kind of year or so, because they've got a whole new shit happening over there. Saying that, Manchester United are interested in Jared Brandwaite. I think everyone's kind of interested in this player right now. They've obviously got a leaky defense. Clearly gonna try and sort that defense out. And this could be another player that Arsenal hijack. You have to be real, man. Again, all of these defenders, the reason I say Arsenal hijack is because all of these defenders are being linked with Manchester United at the moment. And we do know Arsenal are looking at defenders. So any one of these defenders could be coming to Arsenal. It could be any one of these defenders that Arsenal are in conversation with, but we don't know. We're being told, oh no, it's Diamande. We're in contact with Diamande in Portugal. When really we've been sitting here with Jared Brandwaite the whole time discussing contract negotiations. Do you understand? So yeah, this is the reason I'm saying all of these players being linked with Man United at this moment in time can be hijacked by Arsenal Football Club. Bremer is a good player, plays for Juventus. We've already spoken about him. He could be hijacked. And Brandwaite for another one. He could be hijacked. There's still more. Big up Early Boy in the building. Big up Rizzo. Big up Rockstar. Big up all the guys that are joining. Make sure we are hitting the like button. If you're joining late, make sure you watch this back on the playback. We appreciate you. If you are watching this back on the playback and you haven't watched us live, then big you up. Hit the like button. All of that. Come on. All of that. Okay, so let's keep it stepping anyway. There's players to talk about, there's things to talk about. Fabrizio Romano's got updates galore, and that's exactly what we are going to be running through. Edu in Portugal. I'm trying to make it happen with Sporting Lisbon as we speak. He's got the barbecue out, he's cooking lamb chops, he's got, big beef steaks on there. This guy is not ramping. Yeah, this Edu is about to splash over £100 million on sporting players. Yeah, it's not a joke. He's about to make Sporting Lisbon rich. He's about to make Sporting Lisbon rich. And this is what I said to you guys yesterday. We're going to touch on it, but this is what I said to you yesterday. Sporting Lisbon are open to selling Dons. At the end of the day, the minimum release clauses are there for a reason, because that's what they value their players at, and that's what they want triggered. But because of the league they play in, the finances over there, and everything else that comes with that team and that league, they'll be willing to sell players at 40, 50 million, right? But they need to be respected. They want to feel like they're being respected and appreciated. So, Edu, you're the guy. You are the guy to walk over there and get deals done for both of their star men for a good price for Arsenal. And that's exactly what Edu is going to do. Let's see if he can get it done, because we do know there's a level of incompetence that stems from this this board. Richard Garlick and Edu, you know, they've been questionable over the past couple of years. So let's see if they have overcome that. Let's see if they've overcome that. Another player interestingly being linked with a move to the Premier League is Marcus Edwards. Yes, Marcus Edwards. Some of you guys will be familiar with him. I'm pretty sure he used to play for Tottenham before. Can't remember, but I know he used to play in the Premier League for someone before, or went to Portugal from young. I know he's been about. This guy's been about from early. Marcus Edwards, and some of you guys will be familiar with him. Some of you guys might not be. Because he's been playing for Sporting Lisbon, another one for Sporting Lisbon. Been playing for these guys for quite some time, being linked with Crystal Palace and Tottenham. He is a good player, dainty type player, but he's one of those dons that can create something out of nothing. Really good in tight spaces. Got a great dribbling ability. Can take players on. Good on the wings. Can cut inside and do all of that type of stuff. You know, utilize those pockets of space and make things happen. He's one of those type of players. He's got a lot of flair, all of that type of stuff. He is a former Tottenham man. I actually thought so. But Tottenham, they're back interested in the player. So are Crystal Palace. I don't think Arsenal would be looking at him. But you know, he's definitely someone that you would like to see in the league. You know, he's just got that type of quality, you know. Come on, you Spurs. I hope Garlic won't put them players from joining with his breath. Put off the players from joining with his breath. Yeah, well, Garlic now the CEO of Arsenal. Interestingly, didn't see that coming, but it is what it is. Let's just hope that him and Edu can really get cooking this summer, man, and get deals done early. I mean, I would like to see deals that get done before the Euros. I have to be honest, man. I don't want to have to go through the Euros and sit there and that all drags out. And oh no, we're being linked left, right, and centre with this one, but Arsenal can't make a move because his club's still in the year. You know, his nation is still in the competition, and they're in the finals or the semi-finals or the quarterfinals, and they want to focus on that. And oh no, Man United are now in the race, and you know how it goes, blood. It's just a drag. Just get it done before Euros. If there is any real interest in Dons, which I believe there is in the Eucharist and these guys, get them done. No play, no waiting. I don't want to hear about, but Arsenal ain't signed anyone because they want to scout players at the Euros. No, we've seen how this has turned out before, even for teams like Manchester United, where you dilly-dally, you want to scout players at the World Cup, you scout Dons like Amrabat, and they turn out to be frauds. We don't want this, yeah? We don't want this. I want a clear plan, like you've told us all the time, a clear plan, and I want you to execute that plan from day dot. The moment that window opens and you guys are able to put money down on the table for a player, put that money down. Do not wait, blood. Do not wait. This is time for Garlic to prove himself. Exactly. Big up my guy Rizzo. It's time for Garlic and Edu to really step up. That's what I'm saying. Let's see if they will, man. Let's see if they will. It's going to be an interesting, very interesting summer window for these Dons. You know, I mean, we might as well switch over and talk about Edu for a minute, because we've got Arsenal chief Edu compiles 10-man striker shortlist, including Ivan Toney, Victor Gyökeres, and Alexander Isak, as club prioritizes signing a new front man this summer. And we all know, and I think Edu must know, who the fans want. We don't want Ivan Toney. I think most of the fans have moved on from Ivan Toney now. Nobody wants Ivan Toney at Arsenal Football Club anymore. We're sorry, Ivan. We entertained you back in January. We entertained you last summer. But this summer, it's a whole different type of Arsenal. We don't need an Ivan Toney. You know, I think, and a lot of people have already said this, especially you guys in the chat. He's just going to be another Lacazette for Arsenal. That's how I feel it's going to. That's the type of quality he's going to be offering. We don't need that. Yeah, we need someone young, hungry, ready. A lot of alphalesism. I can't even get the word out. But you know what I mean. Let's see what Arsenal can do. It's going to be so interesting. Another player that I believe Arsenal could hijack from Man United this summer would be Jean-Claire Todibo. Now, this is an interesting one because I think a lot of people would disagree and say, no, but Arsenal ain't going to be able to hijack this one. Wax, he plays for Nice, and Nice is owned by Jim Radcliffe. And Jim Radcliffe is going to flip in fraud this one up. He's going to, you know, he probably will fraud this one up. But at the end of the day, if we can speak to Todibo, if we can get Saliba on the phone to Todibo, if we can get our French dons on the phone to this young player, it'll be easy to convince him to come over to Arsenal. And I think this is a centre-back that Arsenal should go and sign. Some people might disagree, but a lot of people, I think, will agree. He's a captain as well. He's got leadership qualities. You know, he's been a main player for Nice. You know, we looked at Nice's stats a couple of days ago. They're 5th in the league. They're in contention to actually still push for a second position in France, in French football. They're doing well. They're doing well. And they're doing well because they've got not only a good structure, playing good enough football, but they've got good quality players over there as well. Remember, Nicolas Pepe was there for a season on loan. We loaned him to Nice. Aaron Ramsey was there about 2 seasons ago. So they've had a process. They've brought in players to help with their process, and they find themselves in a position where they could actually do well this season. However, £40 million, £40 million for Todibo right now is what the media are saying. Fabrizio Romano is telling us that is exactly what the crack is. He says he understands that Todibo will be valued by OGC Nice at around €40 million, £40 million, for the summer transfer window. He was already on Manchester United's list since last summer, but more clubs in the PL. Yeah, you hear that, right? You hear that. Let me highlight that for the blind dons at the back. Let me highlight that for the blind dons at the back. Yeah. More clubs in the Premier League are now monitoring the player. And I'm gonna make the maddest assumption. It's not even mad to even make the assumption, but I'm gonna put Arsenal in there. How is it mad to make that assumption when you've got a big baller or big ballers at the club, but you've got a guy called William Saliba who would easily be able to convince this guy to come and link up with the Don? Okay. Oh, Todibo and Saliba at the back with Gabriel as well. You want to play a back three in the Champions League to shut things down? Okay. You got Saliba, Todibo, and Gabriel Magalhaes to do that. And if you need Kivior to step in, he's stepping in. See, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the hijacks. These are the potential hijacks that could happen. And again, we have to look at this as, look, Arsenal are looking at centre-backs. Any one of these centre-backs could be in conversation with Arsenal right now. They could be all being linked with Manchester United. Oh, yeah, Man United want this one. Man United want that one. Because Man United are the clickbait for a lot of these journalists right now. However, you're telling me Arsenal ain't in the conversation. That's what I'm saying. Potential hijacks this season. And listen, you know, Arsenal have been the team that have been getting hijacked. Maybe this is the season where Arsenal start doing the hijacking. Yeah? All right. This is what I'm saying. Edu and Richard Garlick are at the barbecue. They are ready to cook, ladies and gentlemen. Gimme Yukarez and Nico Williams, says Shredder. Big up my guy Shredder in the building. He says the Brazilian centre-back at Nottingham Forest, he can learn the trade with Gabby. I agree, Morello. That's another player that Arsenal could sign, you know. Listen, I'm kind of, when you're looking at the options, that are on the table, I'm kind of content with Arsenal doing a good job. Like, I feel like Arsenal will do a fantastic job with whoever they actually bring in, because there's a lot of good quality players. There's a lot of good quality players available right now. There's a lot of good centre-backs available, all on the market. So do I have to worry that Arsenal are going to go and bring me in some dickhead Don? No, I'm not really worried. I feel like Arsenal, because of the position that we're in, for the main positions that they want to fill, which we're being told is a striker and a centre-back. That's what we're being told recently. And there could be another centre midfielder coming in, especially with Jorginho at the moment, potentially leaving us. And there could be an exit plan for Jorginho. We're going to touch on that. Don't go anywhere. And I know some people are going to be upset. Some people might be happy with that. It's pretty bizarre, actually, how we got here with Jorginho, isn't it? But yeah, so there's a potential hijack taking place. There's a lot of centre-backs out there that are good enough to come into Arsenal. Todibo, Diamande, Bremer, who we've spoken about. I can't really comment on Jared Brandwaite. He could be, but I can't really comment on him because I haven't really watched him. And it's so mad. He plays in the Premier League. These other players don't play in the Premier League, and I know more about them than I know about Jared Brandwaite, interestingly. But you know what it is? It's just that I always watch the top teams. I like watching the top teams, man. So when they've got players that standing out, especially in positions that we've needed over the years, certain positions that Arsenal have needed, I've always gone out and looked for. So, like, if Arsenal need a centre back, I'll go and look for centre backs. If Arsenal need a striker, I'll go and look for strikers. Do you know what I mean? There's been players that I've been adamant on, and I've followed religiously, and I've said, you know what? No, there's no one else I want out here other than this guy. Them way there. But I guess it all depends on who Arsenal need, innit? But players like Bremer, Todibo's still got levels to go, still got a lot to learn, but I think he would be a great understudy for the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, and I think he fits straight in. I don't even think Todibo comes into Arsenal and looks at it as, oh, okay, I'm an understudy. No, I think he comes in and says, you know what, Saliba, bro, I know you're probably the best centre back in France right now, but yeah, we're swinging. Gabriel Magalhaes, any bozo jeans from you, bro, we're swinging. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So it could be a mad thing for any centre back that does come in at Arsenal. Morello could easily sit on the bench, no questions asked, be happy to be at the club. But I think you have a different energy with Todibo. But I'll take all these centre backs again. I'm not worried about Mikel Arteta and Edu getting the right centre back in. We've got our centre back pairing, the player that they bring in, based on the players that are available. I mean, I'm taking most of them. Edu will be the downfall of Arsenal. We will only be lucky if Pep decides to leave, like Klopp, says Kat. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about there, brother. What's Edu got to do with that? We'll only be lucky if Pep decides to leave. Blood, I don't think you have. We'll only be lucky. Bloody hell. Yeah, so look, I don't think you've realized, bro, but Arsenal sit at the top of the table right now, and I know it's only 1 point difference between us and Man City, but listen, Pep is here. Pep is here right now, feeling the pressure. He is shook, and we're going in to this game on Sunday ready to slap Dons. I know Ricey, all of these guys are up for this game. It's going to be a massive game, and Pep is shook. Pep doesn't know what is happening, bro. He doesn't know what's happening. He's got players out injured. He's shook. He's panicking. And I think he's going to get it wrong. And this is going to be one of the first times that we beat them at the Etihad. But this is going to be a time when we beat them at the Etihad, and I think we can do them 2-1, 3-1. I think we're going to do them. I just hope Mikel Arteta doesn't go into this game respecting Man City. I really just hope he goes into this game like, you know what, this is it. This is it, make or break. This is it, make or break. Because listen, at the end of the day, right, if you win the game, it puts you in a strong position. If you lose the game or draw the game, I think it puts you in one position up, in one position behind. It means you're just more or less out of the race. You can still, not even out of the race, you can still potentially win the game, win the title. But like, I just don't think it's that detrimental. I don't think if you go gun-ho in this game and you lose the game, it's that detrimental to you winning the title. If just let's just say, hypothetically, Man City do win the game, they're only 2 points in front of us. They're only 2 points in front of us. So it's that risk that you take now. It's Mikel Arteta going into this Man City game and saying, you know what? I either respect Man City and we just play cautiously, and we allow Man City to have the ball or whatever the case may be, and still lose and still have those 2 points, be behind by 2 points, or we just go mad. We go gun ho. Yeah, we go gun ho. We just go absolutely mad. Everyone free. You're all free. No shackles. All free. Yeah, freedom. Either way, I think the latter is what Arsenal should be going with. Just go gun ho. Don't care. No cautious behavior. Just literally slap these guys. Try and outscore them. That should be the focus of the game. Aim to outscore Man City. That's it. That's it. Because we can't, like, listen, man. If we can't lose to City, obviously it could be a problem. But listen, I'd rather lose to Man City knowing that we give them had a go, rather than sitting there playing all cautious and just trying to park the bus and playing sideways and backwards. And no. I'm not trying to do all of that, man. Pep's a mess, absolutely, man. He's definitely a mess, brother. He's under crazy amounts of pressure. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. I'll tell you, he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. All right, man. Time is dragging. I'm gonna keep it moving. What else did I want to talk about? We're speaking about Tadibo right now. Spoke about Bremer. Obviously, we probably speak more about Manchester City tomorrow. Graham Bailey understands that Liverpool have no intentions of selling Luis Diaz. Liverpool are not angry at Diaz and his family. Diaz's family's come out recently, basically talking bare stuff about foreign clubs and linking up with Barcelona or linking up with Real Madrid. I think it's a bit disrespectful, to be quite fair. But the media have definitely been blowing it out of proportion. Liverpool are not angry with Diaz and his family, but they are upset with the third parties making noise about his situation. And with Liverpool right now, changing manager, they are slightly vulnerable. They are slightly vulnerable. I think there's a lot of people that will try and take advantage of that, especially clubs and players like Luis Diaz. Do you know what I mean? But let's see what happens, man. Is Luis Diaz going to be staying at Liverpool? Liverpool plan to keep him. They want to keep him, but ultimately it's down to the player. And usually when a situation like this happens, where the main man leaves, like Klopp is leaving, or there's a lot of uncertainty around the football club, then it tends to lead to players wanting to leave because they need security. They need security. And that could be the situation with Luis Diaz. We do know his dad was recently kidnapped. All of that. They come from a dark place, bro. So money for them is everything. Money for them is more than winning the major honors. Like, honestly. So that will definitely come into play in the summer. We'll see what happens. Man City boss Pep Guardiola has reportedly made Bruno Guimaraes his top summer target. And Newcastle, another team that are probably going to have to sell. It's going to be inevitable for the Newcastle to sell, just based on where they are in the league. They find themselves 10th, on 40 points at the moment. Fifth is basically 13 points away, so they're not getting fifth. They're not getting in that Champions League spot. They're only 7 points behind Manchester United, so they're still there or thereabouts to try and push and get a European position. But if they don't make Europe, if Newcastle don't make Europe, their project more or less fails. Eddie Howe then should be sacked, even though some people will disagree with it. But it depends on the ambition of the football club then. Because if, anyway, he then gets sacked and players will have to leave because they will have to then balance the books. So, Bruno Guimaraes is definitely one of the number one players on the list that will be leaving, if that is the case. Isak, another one that will be on the list to leave, if that is the case as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Newcastle deal or finish this season and, have, the process they go through in that summer period. That's going to be extremely interesting. Then way there. Bruno at City would be bad for everyone else. That's a good fit, unfortunately. Big up BX Gunner. Yeah, it probably would be a good deal for them. And I think, him and Rodri in the middle, shut things down, learning from Pep as well. I think he becomes, a 10-10 player at that point. I think he turns into a 10-10 player. What we're seeing at Newcastle isn't half of the player that we can really get from Bruno Guimaraes. We're seeing him when he first comes to the Premier League, he was on fire. It's Newcastle that have declined, so now we're seeing a poor version of Bruno Guimaraes, and it happens. It happens. I remember seeing poor versions of Fabregas in games when Fabregas was playing for Arsenal. It was just like, didn't seem like he was trying, seemed like he was out of the game. And it happens, man. So it's all about mentality. If he goes to Man City, it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. It'll turn into a 10-10 player, man. 10-10 player. Okay, what else have we got to talk about? I need to wrap this up in about 10 minutes, actually, because I've got to prepare for an important meeting. I need to go and brush my hair and all that type of stuff. So bear with me. Oh, this is interesting, actually. Ajax have got Earpod Albert on their shortlist to take over the job. So Ajax looking for a new manager. And yeah, Earpod Albert is on the shortlist as one of the top targets. Just to let you know, it's Earpod Albert and two other dons. Two other dons. Manchester United assistant manager and Liverpool assistant manager. So, yeah, bro, they're looking at assistant managers. All right, let's move on to Jorginho. We've got an update on Jorginho. His agent has been speaking, and this is a bit slightly concerning. I mean, I'm not really. Would I say if Jorginho left, would I care? No, I wouldn't care really, but it would be slightly disappointing because he has been good, hasn't he? He has been good. He stepped up. He's brought out a different version of Declan Rice. He's, played a different type of role. He's made that number 6 role look totally different in general. It's been more of a role where players can express themselves. And Jorginho has shown a level of calmness, a level of composure. He's really dictated games. He's just been really good. He has actually shown world-class performances, world-class qualities or in recent times anyway. So on that basis, it would be slightly disappointing to see Jorginho just leave at the end of the season. But according to the agent, that is a very, very strong possibility because Arsenal have not spoken to them about any extension of his contract or renewal. And that could be because Arsenal are looking at other centre midfielders to come in and replace Jorginho. You never know. But what his agent has said, he says Jorginho wants to focus or win Euro 2024 with Italy. His contract with Arsenal expires in June, and they have not called us to extend the contract as of now. Okay, and this was said yesterday, I think it was, according to the other report that I read. He says we will talk soon. If he doesn't stay, he could return to Syria. So, yeah, that's what the agent of Jorginho has said. And for some guys, it's like, oh my God, Jorginho is leaving. Oh my God, Havertz is bum chum. Oh no, it's leaving. And for others, it will be like, all right, cool, man, who are we bringing in? And I'm kind of like the latter there. Like, I appreciate what Jorginho has done, but I'm not really jumping and raving about Jorginho with all fairness. I want to know how you guys feel about that. We've got over 100 people in the building. I need more comments. I need way more comments, bro. You man are just moving sloppy. I know people watch this listen like a podcast, just audio settings, but hit me up with some comments. Edu in the Favelas scouting with suitcases of dosh. Let's do this. Big up Bouncer in the building. Man like Bouncer living in Dubai right now, yeah? Okay, I see you, man. Exactly who's coming in 100%. Listen, there's going to be a number of players coming in. I think Arsenal will sign about 4 dons. I think there'll be 4 players that Arsenal do bring in. One centre back, one striker, a centre midfielder potentially, and a right winger. I think they're the positions that Arsenal are looking at. And when we say right wingers and things like that, they're going to be versatile players. So it's not just right wingers. The guy's going to be a left winger, probably a number 10. The striker is going to be a striker, left winger, right winger, number 8, number 10. Obviously, we're talking about Eucharist. He's literally everything. It's a podcast thing for me, says Peppermint. Big you up, my guy. Much appreciate you, man. Much appreciate you, my guys, man. So yeah, Jorginho, very, very questionable. Let's see what happens. Will he extend his contract with Arsenal or will he be leaving? Where are we? Newcastle do not plan to sell Swedish striker HIJACK in the summer. They will reject any incoming offers, according to the latest reports coming out. Newcastle want to do everything they can to keep hold of HIJACK, and they do not want to let him go. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting, actually. Like I said, man, it's down to the player, man. It's down to the player. They can't hold the player against his will. If the player wants to leave, the player wants to leave, and that will have to be the case. Another striker that Arsenal are looking at, and we've spoken about him before, is Santiago Jimenez. He has bagged 24 goals so far this season, and he is definitely on the shortlist of strikers that Arsenal are looking at. But the main player that we do want, the main player that we want to see come to Arsenal Football Club is the main man, Gyökeres. And we have some more positive news about Gyökeres because according to what he has said recently, is he wants to return to English football. Now, again, don't quote me on this. I don't know how true it is, but according to Team Talk, Gyökeres has told the press that he wants to return to English football. He is looking forward to playing in English football again. And you know, when you hear all these little things, it's like, bro, you put it all together. It's like, what are you telling us? What are you telling us here, Gyökeres? You know, are you starting to twerk like Mudryk? You're going to start twerking like Mudryk? Are we going to start seeing Gyökeres, you know, watching Arsenal games? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Gyökeres is watching the semi-finals of Arsenal and Real Madrid. Damn, we would love to manifest that, right? Love to manifest that. Did you hear what I said? Semi-finals, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Champions League. Arsenal win, get to the final, and whoever is in that final, Arsenal win. Oh yeah, we'd love to manifest that. But yeah, you know, like that type of PR starts coming out, everyone starts jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, Gyökeres was watching us. He was watching our Champions League games. He was on Instagram watching us. You know how it gets sometimes, man. So Gyökeres was watching the Arsenal and Bayern game. But watching. I was gonna say that game already happened. Have I been sleeping? How long have I been sleeping for, blood? Damn, I haven't got to Man City yet, bro. Mudryk 2.0, absolutely, man. That's what it could be. And you know, everything that's coming out, everything that we kind of hear about at this moment in time in terms of Gyökeres is really compelling in terms of like this guy is on the move. He's on the move somewhere, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Man United, whether it's Man City, even. I don't know. He's on the move somewhere. But it's clearly going to be a UK destination. I would take a gamble on both Swedish strikers or Jonathan David. HIJACK, and imagine that, HIJACK and Gyökeres. Oh wow, I forgot they play together. Oh my god. Would Arsenal actually do something like that though? Would Arsenal sign Gyökeres and HIJACK in the same window? I mean, the only way we could do that is by selling at least one of our main players. We'll have to sell a main player. Like, we'll have to say bye to Martinelli, or we'll have to say bye to a Trossard. One of those would have to go. Like, who would you rather say bye to? That's a good question. Who would you rather say bye to? Would you rather say bye to Martinelli, or would you rather say bye to Trossard? Who are you saying bye to? If you had to sell one of those two players right now, who are you selling? Trossard or Martinelli? Martinelli, Trossard. Who are you selling? Who are you selling right now? But yeah, so Gyökeres looking pretty promising at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking pretty promising. And yeah, right now we've got Edu in Portugal. Well, I don't know if he's in Portugal, but he's definitely in contact with Sporting Lisbon, trying to figure out his options, trying to, you know, put together a plan, a financial package for both players, Diomande and Gyökeres, and this is going to be interesting. There could be hijacks taking place. There could be a lot taking place, ladies and gentlemen. There could be a lot taking place. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Big up all the real ones in the building. I'm just looking at the time. I don't even have a lot of time left. I have to really wrap this one up. Big up Danny in the building. He says, sell Gabriel Jesus. Tope says, Trossard, definitely. Peppermint says, Trossard. Jack says, Reece Nelson. We've got Laurie Boy saying, Jesus and Trossard. Listen, There's players to sell. You got to get rid of these dons. Trossard, Jesus. I mean, I'm looking to get rid of those dons before I start thinking about Saka and Martinelli. I have to be honest. Saka and Martinelli, they have to become legends at the football club. They are two young players that I know Martinelli was bought at 18, 19 years old. I get all of that. Even younger than that, it was like 17, 18, isn't it? Like 18. As he turned 18, we signed him. So it's been some time. But there are graduates. There are graduates in that sense. Saliba, he's our graduate again. I know we signed him. I know. So no one tell me, but we signed him wax for 30 million. I know. But we signed him young, 18, 17, 18, bro. So like, we have to turn these guys into legends. We have to turn these guys into legends, man. Trossard, definitely. Absolutely, man. I have to get Trossard out the door if it's worst case. Saka could become an Arsenal legend. One club man. Yeah, I've got a feeling Saka could be a one club man, There's a lot kind of indicating and suggesting that he would be a one club man. I think he's so comfortable at Arsenal. I think like he's so now used to Mikel Arteta's system. I think he will thrive in Mikel Arteta's system and he'll do so well with Mikel Arteta's system, but then you put him in someone else's and it might take him so long to adapt. And I think where he feels so comfortable with Mikel Arteta, I feel like he won't look to leave Arsenal. And then when Mikel Arteta leaves, if he does leave, because Mikel Arteta could be a long-term Arsene Wenger type project. If Mikel Arteta leaves, then Saka goes downhill because he's so used to Mikel Arteta that the new manager comes in, can't get the best out of Saka. Now, I hope that isn't the case, or we don't predict that or manifest that or whatever not. But based on how I see Saka and the type of player he is, I feel like that's just how things would turn out for him, unfortunately. Saka could become an Arsenal legend, absolutely. Sell Gabriel, absolutely. Big up Cat in the building. Big up Peppermint. They say if we start winning trophies, he won't leave. We just need that major trophy before 2026. Absolutely, my guy. We just need a major honor now. We need to make sure we get the Premier League or the Champions League this season. And I think the players are optimistic. You're looking at the players and how they feel, the way they're responding, Declan Rice, Martinelli, Saka even. When they're being questioned about going for the Premier League, they are like, that is what it is. That is exactly what it is. So, come on, man. We're at the top of the table right now. Don't forget that. We're at the top of the table, bro. And it's the best time to be at the top of the table because we go into the game against Man City. We've got a few other big games. We've only got about 8 games left to go, 8, 9 games left. It's like 2 handful of games, bro. 2 handful, even less than that, full of games. Arsenal can definitely cling on, hold on, and make it happen this season. Got so much more quality in that midfield than we did last season. Declan Rice there's a significant improvement. Havertz, what he offers our attack, off the ball and his movement. It means that spicy things can happen, blood. Yeah, spicy thing. Can you listen? Anyway, let me wrap this up. Big up all the real ones. Much appreciate every single one of you. Hit that like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. We will be back again tomorrow morning. Good Friday. Will be an interesting stream. Let's see what happens. But make sure you subscribe, all of that type of stuff. Big up all the new subscribers. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Come on, help me get there. We are not too far away, bro. I think we're close to 19. We're about 15 people away. 15 subscribers away from 19,000. Let's get there. Only 51 likes on the video. That's disappointing. Let's improve that now. We've got well over 100 people in the building. Let's improve that now. Big up Russell. Big up BX Gunner or Gunner, sorry. Big up my guy Static. I appreciate you. Big up Cats, Peppermint, everyone I can see at the bottom of the chat. Hit that like button. And guys, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.